Welcome to Boss Up. Get ready to elevate your game with your dynamic hosts. First up, we have the visionary powerhouse, Dan D. Johnson, who's a failure transformation expert and a financial literacy and business coach with a wealth of knowledge to help you scale and grow. And joining him is the inspiring and charismatic Shada Amour, your corporate expert and life coach, ready to share insights on leveling up your life and relationships. Together, they'll guide you on a journey to unleash your potential and boss up. Now, welcome Shada Amour and Dan D. Johnson.
Okay, we're having a little technical difficulty, but I think we are here. What's up?
I was grooving. I like that music. You know, we got to play that music when we come on the camp. Get it going. Get it going. I was ready. Hey. Hey.
You have shit playing in the background.
What did you say? Yeah, I like it. I like it. I can't hear you. I don't know what you're talking about. You sound like you was like one of them Chinese movies. You killed my brother. Now you must die. Now you frozen.
Okay, I got to figure out what's going on.
We live now. You can't figure it out now. You got to figure it out tomorrow.
Oh, I can hear myself for some reason. Oh, okay. I think I was echoing from my Instagram and all that. Can you hear me now? Are you in the room? Am I in the room?
You are in the room. Boom, boom.
I am finally in the room. I am so excited about tonight.
You got me on the left side of the screen. You got me on the left side of the screen. That's not my good side.
Here, let me switch you.
All right, I feel comfortable now. I feel comfortable.
What's up, everybody? I am so excited to hang out tonight with Dan D. Johnson, who, you know what he told me today? I don't want to put his business out there, but he was telling me about his business last year. He grossed $1.7 million. Am I supposed to say that on the air? What? That is what?
What the heck is happening? Now you breaking all kind of code. I don't have no money. I don't know what you're telling these people. You're not supposed to put my business out there. We were talking about strategy.
Oh, I'm sorry. It just blew me away. I was like, man, think about all the people in his coaching, from his coaching business to his construction business to what else you got going on. He got a lot going on. So he got a lot he could do to help so many people.
I'm just a doorkeeper in the army of the Lord. That's it. That's it. You know what? I embellished those numbers. Those numbers are not real.
So he made up those numbers.
I do 5% of that. What the heck is happening? You don't tell folk your business. What is going on?
Well, guess what? Now we will stop talking about Dan's business because we have some other business to get into.
Yes, yay!
I am so excited tonight to be hanging out with Pam. I got to hear her story. It was so encouraging. I know it will be encouraging to so many of you guys. And so I'm going to bring her to the stage so she can tell us a little bit about this new venture she has going on. And I know that everyone who hears this story will be encouraged. So I am bringing Pam Dip and Double to the stage. What's up, Pam?
Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing?
Hey, Pam. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I cannot complain. Never better.
I see you got it all coordinated. I could see the lips that's bouncing off the shirt with the hair. I see you. I see you dip and double. Okay, it's like a double dip. I got you. Come on, girl.
Yep.
Well, I am excited, Pam. If you can, I mean, one of the major things about our show is we're really about helping people and their business boss up. And I know you have an amazing story on how you're stepping out, creating this new business. So tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So I'm from Chicago. I have from a professional. Well, let's back up. I've got four children, four amazing children. Uh, Two are adults, and I've got soon to be 13-year-old identical twin boys, which I'll probably get into later. But that's the impetus behind the Dip and Double name for my business. Professionally, by way of profession, I've spent 30 plus years in financial services um, for the most part and leading. So I've been in senior leadership roles. I most recently was a senior vice president of HR for a regional bank here in Chicagoland. I've worked for all the big banks here in Chicago. Um, and just after I left my job at the bank that I was at, which I was eliminated through an acquisition, I went to work for one of the largest software companies in the country, and I was an executive relationship manager where I had a book of business of about $25 million, 30 customers in Chicagoland, and I was responsible having oversight for. And the truth of the matter is, I thought that that was going to be my ending spot in terms of career trajectory. I was like, okay, I'm going to finish up my working life at this company. But I think it just wasn't in the cards for me for many reasons, and I'm grateful. But 2 years into the role, the company decided that they were going to go in a different direction, and they did an elimination of about 2,000 employees, and then they came right behind them and did an elimination of 300, and the 300 were people that were in my role.
Wow.
And so that just kind of gave me, it's the fourth time that I've gone through this in my 30 plus year career. And I decided that, I'm done putting all of my efforts and energy into a corporation that, has no regard whatsoever for me. And quite honestly, I'm being underpaid for my skills and my talents. So I had, to do some soul searching, and, it wasn't an easy decision, but, the option to take a buyout was on the table, and I decided that I was going to bet on me. So
Yes,
in October,
come on, bet on you. Yes, come on.
so in October of 2024, I decided that I was done with corporate. And so I've decided. Let me back up. I have to tell you another piece of the story, unless you want to ask me another question. I have a good sister girlfriend who I think might be listening. She lives in St.
Okay.
Louis, but she has been wildly successful in anything that she touches. And currently, she owns a fleet of ice cream trucks, as well as a drink truck, and she's just done a ton of things. She's been amazing, been like a force to be reckoned with in St. Louis. And she had been talking to me for some years about, jumping into this entrepreneur world. I've been working for 30 plus years, getting a paycheck twice a month. Just couldn't wrap my head around stepping outside and just really betting on me. Until this last time, it just really made me say, what am I waiting on? I'm not getting any younger. These
Yes.
companies aren't getting any nicer. They aren't really caring at all about my set of skills. Doesn't matter what my skill level is or what I'm bringing to the table. It's about dollars and cents for them. So
Right.
I decided to take the plunge. And I'm super excited that I have. You know, a lot of people may think I'm weird for taking this such a dramatic or drastic jump from being a corporate executive to doing this. But if I can be honest, I haven't been happier. So here I am.
Yes, come on. She is taking a bet on herself. And I think like that's so amazing. There are so many people who like we live in fear, and I'm just excited, and hopefully I believe that your story is going to encourage so many that they can take a bet on themselves. So you are now, you have your truck and you transformed it. I posted that. Like, who would have thought that that would have turned out into the beautiful food truck that you have? And you just started. Like, when was your official launch?
So I was kind of pushed into this, right? So my target really wasn't until March. And I talk about my friend in St. Louis because she has held my hand and been my mentor the whole way through. I wouldn't have been able to get this truck done in, call it 60, maybe 75 days from start to finish. And that is
Wow.
really under her guidance and just really knowing, what I could do, how I could cut corners where I didn't necessarily need to spend extra money. So she's been incredible to making that happen. And so my
Okay,
plan is
what's her
really
name? Can we shout her out? What's her name?
she is Scoops of Joy. She is Sandy.
Oops, a joy. Okay, I'm putting that in here. And she's in St. Louis, right?
She's in St. Louis. She is the number one ice cream dessert truck company in St. Louis.
Okay, so let's get down to it. You are kicking off your business.
Mhm.
And I know you got big dreams, big goals. And you got people looking at you, your daughter, your two sons, like they're like, okay, mom, we with you. What would you say is the biggest problem right now that's getting in your way that we can help you think through? What is the biggest problem that's getting in your way right now?
So when I think about, I wouldn't necessarily call it I'd go with challenge, right? I would say
Okay.
the two biggest challenges for me are really more self-imposed, right? So
Okay.
one is the fact just transitioning from a corporate environment, being in a corporate role as an executive, things just happen different in corporate. And Sandy tells me this every day. I need to chill because I expect things to happen like this. That's just my MO. It's always been my MO. And when you're an entrepreneur, it requires you to be nimble. It requires you to be flexible. It requires things don't just happen all in a row. There may be some changes and you've got to go with the flow. So I think just making that transition from that, it's been very different for me. And just kind of managing, like, I don't have anybody that's saying these are your expectations and this is what I expect of you and these are your goals. It's all on me. And while I know that I have the skills because I've led hundreds of people in my career, to have to be that, that's for me to do. That's been a bit of a challenge for me. And I think the other one is just the balance. I have a really active life outside of, I've always had an active life. I've always had, and if my son is listening, I'm sure he's nodding. I've always had 6 or 7 major things going on. I sit on a school board. I have a career. I'm volunteering to be a room mom. I'm volunteering to be a team mom. I've got a 98-year-old aunt that lives with me. I always have so many things going on. So, finding that balance and just really making sure that I'm putting forth all the effort that I need to for this business to be successful. I would say those are probably my two biggest challenges right now.
Okay.
Listen, Miss
Okay.
Pam, I got one question for you, Miss Pam.
What is that?
Are you ready to boss up?
I am ready to boss up.
Ah,
Definitely. Let's go.
listen, let's get to it. Let me tell you, absolutely amazing story. And you're like many others that was forced into entrepreneurship because you got tired of being shipped. You got tired of being shipped out of your position, shipped to another position because somebody said they're moving in a different direction. And so congratulations to you for being less than 10% of America that actually, of the 70% that says, I want to start my own business. But then you actually decided I'm going to go out there and do it. And so you said, my goal over the next 15 minutes is to help you with two things, two challenges. The first challenge is to realize that you no longer have the infrastructure and the framework and systems and all of those things in place that corporate would normally offer you, where you come in, plug and play, and just do your thing.
Right.
And then the second challenge is you are the head of many hats, balancing act, and you're trying to figure out how to balance. So the first one we're going to do live. What we do is we offer one-on-one sessions and things of that nature. I have coached many entrepreneurs, CEOs that has a head of many hats. I got an actual, I got a full presentation that I can help walk you through to help you navigate all of the hats that you wear. I wear 18 different hats.
What?
I have 18 different hats. If I had time, I'll pull up this first slide that shows my head with 18 hats on top. And I have to balance those hats because here's the deal. I can't wear all of those hats at one time. All of those hats are fighting for my position, for fighting to be on my position, on my head at the same time. Some hats I'm wearing, maybe I need to delegate. Some hats I'm wearing the hat don't even fit my head, but I got to wear it until somebody else can.
Okay.
So some hats you can't even see. The hat of failure, the hat of fear, so we can walk you through that in one of our private coaching sessions if you decide that you want to do that. Okay. But I am an expert in wearing many hats. The next thing.
Dan, wait a minute, because I just want to ask the audience a question real quick. Because you talked about hats and you kind of talked about like fear, all of that. Like I hadn't even thought about that as hats. But we got Pam in the audience. We got Rhonda. We got Aisha. We got how many hats are you guys wearing out there? How many hats? Dan said he's wearing 18. I also want to let you know, Rhonda said, because she hold a little money. That's what Rhonda said in that. So I just want to let you know.
When you put my out there, I share some of my link card with you. We'll go with the EBT. I'll give you the code.
But how many hats out there are y'all wearing? I'm trying to think about that. Like, how many hats am I wearing? That's a lot. 18. Pam, how many do you think you're wearing? Like with what you're doing now, being a mom, like how many hats do you think you're wearing?
I'm probably wearing 7.
Yeah. And we help you navigate and identify all of the hats that you wear. And because sometimes you're wearing hats you don't even know that you're wearing, which is when it really becomes overwhelming because you never considered that hat, but that hat is occupying space on your head. And so, but that's something we'll deal with in the future. But for right now, I want to help you with this challenge. And the challenge is that you stated is shifting from corporate America to being an entrepreneur. First thing I want to help you to understand is that most businesses and even those big billion-dollar businesses didn't start off as a billion-dollar business. So those systems that they have, they didn't start off with those systems. If you look at Amazon started in a garage. And he first started as a place where people could go and get books. And he had to work in that garage. And he had to figure all of these things out as an entrepreneur before he ever became, watch this, a business owner, and then later becoming a corporation. You see? So I want to encourage you to tell you that you don't want to surpass this process because the process of being an entrepreneur, which means it's very much so unstable at times, is very much so unpredictable at times. I was in the office at the church and I asked the administrator to let me hold down a couple. She said a couple of what? I said a couple of quarters, a couple of dollars, she said, shoot, I need to be asking you. You're the entrepreneur. You're the business owner. And I said, the only thing guaranteed in business is expenses. Everything else is a direct reflection of my grit, my grind, and how I manage my time. You understand?
Absolutely.
So what I want you to do as you are going through this process of entrepreneurship, I want you to document your processes. Document what you're doing. Document what your day is looking like. Document what didn't work and what were you doing when it didn't work. Document the moments where you thought it was going to go this way and it went that way, and identify why did it go that way and what was it that pulled it that way. Document those things. Every failure you encounter, notice this now, I didn't say if you encounter a failure. Every failure that you encounter, I want you to document the life lesson. Because failure, Pam, is not who you are. It's something that happens. It's a life lesson that says, oops, that didn't work. And so I want you to document what you learn from the oops that didn't work. Because when you're documenting, what you also are creating is SOPs. For those of us that are listening, is standard operating. I know you've been in this game for 33 years of corporate America. But for those that's listening, SOPs is standard operating procedures. It is things that it is how you run your business. But you're also going to document how to overcome certain challenges. Now, why are you putting all this in a document? Because you wasn't.
Why are we putting this in a document? That's a lot, man. Like,
I'm gonna tell you. What
are we gonna do with this?
Because I feel Pam energy. She not coming from way at the top with all them corporate highfalutin folk and gonna come by and just run this little van. No, she got a fleece of them coming, and she got a system. Yeah, she got a fleece of vans coming. They gonna be all over the place, getting on everybody's nerve, all them colors and stuff. And we gonna get us a dip and double song. We ain't gonna get the no. We gonna get a dip and double song, something with a little soul to it. And so
what double, yes.
I'm talking about.
Rhonda, create that. Rhonda, you gonna create the dip and double? Come on, Rhonda.
Yeah. Double dipping. Don't be tripping. We not slipping. Ice cream. That's what we're doing, y'all. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
And so why? Because what you're doing is you're laying the infrastructure for your corporation. As you transition from being a entrepreneur to being a business owner to being a major corporation that will begin to expand and then go into malls and all of that kind of stuff. See, I have vision. I'm speaking to your heart. I see it. And so that's why it's necessary for you to go through it. You're not going through it based on where you are. You're going through it based on where you're going. So get frustrated when stuff is not going the way that it should. That's necessary. That's necessary for the foundation that your business is being built upon. Is this making sense to you?
Absolutely.
And so you're going to begin to create not only the SOPs, you're going to create the decks. For those of you that don't know what decks are, decks is nothing more than a glamorized word for PowerPoints, for the presentations of different things that is happening. You're going to create those decks and things of that nature. And these are going to become training modules. These are going to become training modules for you to train those that you're going to raise up under you. That's going to help when it's time for you to expand. And now you're going to go back into your corporate mode because you're bringing them into the room. And you
are creating a corporation. Like, come on, y'all. We got to give some love in the chat for Pam. And
that's what we're doing.
Big, vision for your sons, for your twins, for your daughter. Like, this is a legacy. This corporation is a legacy for your family.
So that's what you're doing. And that's how you got to look at it. You're preparing yourself from being a sole proprietor that maybe function as an LLC or whatever the case may be to
Mm-hmm.
CEO of a major brand and a major corporation. They
Come
wrote
on,
a
CEO.
they wrote a song about it, Pam. You want to hear it?
Okay, I'm listening.
Oh, started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole thing's here. But you gotta and so what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to despise small beginnings. I don't want you to get frustrated with the fact that you got to do everything. Because you got to do everything. Don't get frustrated with that. Because normally you got the assistant doing this, you got this person doing that, you got this crew, you got this department over here. Oh, that's an ordering department. We're going to go to ordering. And so the ordering, that's a marketing department. We're going to go to marketing. You've had all these departments, 100 folk at your fingertips that's moving at all you got to do is do this and they're moving. No, 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 no. You're going to do this because you're creating now. You're not pointing, you're creating. You're creating. And you have to touch every aspect of the business so that when it's time to train, you can train from the perspective of I did it. And nobody will know your business more than you know your business. Because guess what? The further you get to the top, you're simply the problem solver. And what is
yes, come on, problem solver. Oh
and
my goodness. And wait, Dan, before you get too deep, I do want to shout out right now. Charlo, thank you. He is like he's tagged like 11 people already to come join this show in here. So Charlo, thank you. Sending love out to you. Anybody else, if there's somebody who you're like, man, they could really like they need to hear this, tag them. We want to pour into them as well. So thank you, Charlo, for doing that.
Absolutely. Now you got to remind me where I am. See, I was in my zone. Where was I?
I'm sorry. You was about to preach and I interrupted.
I'm coaching. I've just got to remember where I was because it's so important that every aspect of your business you got to know, because the closer you get to the top, you become this problem solver.
Right.
Because everybody under you are going to bring you problems. And for them, it's going to be a big problem. But you've been there, done that before. You've already overcame that problem before. So now you're no longer, it's not a problem for you. You are the solutionist. But you got to go through it so that you can tell them how to overcome it and how to come out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Making sense for your business.
Absolutely.
So listen, we got about 60 seconds left. Do you have any questions for me? Any questions?
I don't think I have any questions. I think those are like I said, those were my biggest challenges. I appreciate that, like you packaging that, because you're absolutely right. Obviously my goal is exactly what you said in terms of, growth and expansion and, millionaire status for me by 2028. So
2028. Let's go.
The only way I can do that is through all of the steps that you talked about, and you're absolutely right. My work life has been operationalizing, optimizing, streamlining, scaling. So it's difficult. Like you said, I'm doing it all. I'm doing marketing, I'm doing the business development, I'm doing all the things, but I'm here for it. I'll say that.
And you know what? We're here for you. And so I definitely want, because you can get overwhelmed when you're wearing a head of many hats. So I want to help walk you through that. So connect back with Shada Amore, schedule some one-on-one time with us, and I'll walk you through how to balance it all, because it can become overwhelming. But I want you to get something out your mind. There is no such thing as business hours. Your business hours, whenever there's business that need to be done. I want to get that out your mind. The reality is the same discipline that it took for you to climb the corporate chain to get to the top with all of them highfalutin folk is the same discipline that it's going to take for you to get to where you're trying to go. Now, let me tell you something. I said this on a coaching call with a bunch of entrepreneurs this morning. Here's the deal. Becoming your best self in your business is non-negotiable. Don't allow the frustrated self, the fearful self, the uncertain self to compromise or negotiate with you becoming your best self. You understand what I'm saying? If you gave your best self to those that decided to let go
You know you gave your best self and
because
hours and
they know,
hours to build their
yeah,
business.
yeah. If you gave your best self to those that decided to let you go when they decided to go in another direction 4 times in your career, had to reset without any consideration of your family and all of that, then you make certain you give your best self 10 times over to yourself for the sake of your family. A lot of times we don't work as hard
Amen.
for ourselves as we do for somebody else. And
Mm.
so you got to hold yourself accountable. You got to set your own expectations. You said somebody gave you expectations and you knew that you had to meet those expectations. I need to know what are the expectations that you are putting on yourself and the demand you're putting on yourself that you're going to hold yourself accountable to meet.
Mhm.
Is this making sense to you?
Absolutely.
I opened up with one question, and that was, are you ready to boss up? As I close, I'm closing with a question. Hey, listen, Miss Pamela Jackson, do you feel like you've been bossed up?
I do. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Boy. Pam, so if people are looking for you, okay, they are looking for your food truck. Like, how do we connect with you? Where are you next? Like, let us know.
So to connect with me, you can reach me via my website to book an event. I am open for all events. My schedule is filling up. Most of what I have scheduled is private events. But if you're looking to do birthday parties, wedding receptions, family reunions, class reunions, sorority reunions, all the things, I'm
School
here for
events,
it.
end of the
School
school, like
events,
school
end of the
about to
school
have
year,
their
field
event.
days, summer camp, all the things I'm available. So it's www.dipanddouble.com, or I am on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and the handle is Dip and Double.
Dip
Dip and
and double.
double.
Now, listen, y'all, I need y'all to know she's not saying dip and double. She's saying dip the letter N double. Dip in double. And so that's dipanddouble.com and Dip and Double on all social media platforms. Listen, y'all go ahead and book our girl and get her, have her so busy that her head is swimming and she's going to have to start setting up that infrastructure and training some folk to help her. Thank you so much, Pamela Jackson. It's been absolutely amazing.
I so appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Pam. Thank you for joining us. And so, some of the keys that I took from that, like becoming your best self, is key. The same way you work hard for somebody else, you need to work hard for yourself. Also, just like writing down all the things you're learning so that you can create the deck so that you can train others, and then just having a vision for, like, it's not just about this one thing, it's about what you're gonna build, this massive corporation. So y'all, I have been pumped up. I hope y'all been pumped up today. Dan, that was great. You got some knowledge. Let me give you your props today. Let me give you your
To God be the glory.
Oh, thank you. To God be the glory. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Dan, any last words as we get ready to close out?
And if you're out there, you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, or if you know of an entrepreneur, small business owner, or if you want to start your business, hey, listen, connect with us right here at Boss Up. Be our next guest. We will love to help you.
Yes.
We'd love to help you boss up. Until next time, as always, prosper. Boss up, baby.
And that wraps up another empowering episode of Boss Up. Join Dan D. Johnson and Shada Moore on the next episode of Boss Up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow Dan and Shada on all social media platforms for more insights and inspiration to boss up your life. Until next time, remember to keep shining, keep grinding, and always boss up.